So have you heard about the newest Kanye lawsuit?
No, what?
Yeah.
No.
So Kanye West is being sued again because of his school. And unfortunately, it seems like these claims are the wildest and wackiest claims we've gotten so far when it comes to the school. Now, I covered this story before because he was actually sued by two other black women teachers from his school a while ago, like last year. And they were claiming that he had all types of crazy rules, like there was no tables allowed in the school. Kids weren't fed breakfast. He only was allowing sushi to be ate. They couldn't wear anything but Yeezy. I guess they got free Yeezy merch. That's cool. And he was also, but the biggest thing that bothered me about the whole thing is that the school wasn't even accredited. So he had all these kids going to a school where they were just going and not getting any grades. There was no grades to be given. But apparently the entire thing was a cluster from the beginning. And there have been a lot of claims of him being extremely disrespectful, and but especially to the black faculty that was involved in the school. And there was also like no nurse at the school, and they didn't have a way to give kids their medication. It was a whole lot of things that were swept under the rug, and it sounds like Kanye just wanted to do some cool shit, which is usually fine until you got people's kids involved.
Absolutely.
And now we got a big problem. But now there's a new lawsuit coming out that says that Kanye West wanted to put kids in cages and shave their heads and a whole lot of other crazy stuff. We're going to dive into it all. But this teacher is a male, and he tells his story about what he went through when dealing with Kanye West. So, according to Salon.com, Kanye West, who goes by the name Ye, was sued on Tuesday by a former employee who accused the rapper of threatening staff and students at Donda Academy, West's private and unaccredited Christian school in Ventura County, California. It was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court by Trevor Williams, and the 47-page lawsuit also claimed that West engaged in discriminatory and anti-Semitic behavior, likening himself to Adolf Hitler and creating a hostile work environment. Phillips worked for both Donda Academy and West fashion brand, Yeezy, from November 2022 to August 2023. The suit states that Phillips' daughter and younger brother attended Donda and that Phillips' mother assisted him in getting the job. He was hired shortly after the rap mogul's businesses began to flounder and his major record label was cast into jeopardy, following his repeated anti-Semitic comments. Notably, West at the time tweeted that he would support DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, causing X/Twitter and Instagram to subsequently restrict his account. Now, we remember that, right? When he went viral for the anti-Semitic behavior, this was, of course, around that same time. Now, Phillips' suit states that he was initially hired to assist with projects related to growing cotton and other. See, this is the thing. When Kanye West is calling himself Hitler and he's trying to get black people to grow cotton, I think I got a problem off top.
Off top.
I don't trust none of that. But apparently he went from being on the fashion team to working at Donda Academy, which again, what? So the former staffer asserted that the West continued to make anti-Semitic remarks in front of employees at the school, including that the Jews are out to get me and that Jews are stealing all my money, per report from the New York Times. After sports empire Adidas severed ties with West in October of 2022 over his statements, the music artist reportedly told Phillips the Jews are working with Adidas to freeze up my money to try and make me broke, per the lawsuit. First of all, say what you want, but the Jews wasn't bothering that man until he started talking about him.
Not until he said something.
West ultimately issued an apology, but that wouldn't change anything for the people that were working for him. Sued along with a lot of other Donda employees, and I'll actually play some of their clips later because I covered them in another video. But they allege that West continued to make anti-Semitic comments behind closed doors at work. The lawsuit says that West, during one dinner at the high-end sushi restaurant Nobu, pretended to play with himself and described his life in detail to Phillips, who believed the meeting was concerning Donda's horticulture program, per Business Insider. So you're going to a business meeting with Kanye West, and he wants to tell you about all his hoes and what how he like to get down.
This is concerning.
West also during the meeting referred to the Holocaust as fake and called Hitler great, saying that the German dictator responsible for a genocide that killed millions was an innovator. He invented so many things, quote, he was the reason why we have cars. Not true. The complaint purports West to have said during the same conversation that, yeah, I am going for the gays. First the Jews, then the gays. Well, nigga, what? And this is the thing. All of this sounds absolutely true. Like, you can say what you want to say about maybe or not Diddy was guilty, or maybe we didn't heard Kanye say a lot of this
We have heard
out loud.
Kanye.
So for you, this ain't none of this. Like, we done called him big. We just seen the nigga big up Hitler multiple times. This ain't nothing new.
At this point, somebody could make up something wild about Kanye, and people be like, "Well,"
But my thing is, I know he ain't making this how. He said, quote, "Gay people are not true Christians," the suit quotes West to have said, "and gay people are controlled by Bill Gates so that they don't have children for population control." This sounds exactly like the Kanye West we was getting around that time. And one thing I want to say that I said during my last video about this conversation is, I don't trust a cook that don't eat their own food. And my whole thing is, out of all the kids that was present at Donda Academy, you know who wasn't there? Northwest. You know who wasn't there? St. West. All them guys, Kanye got like,
no West.
he got about 4 or 5 kids. Why your kids ain't here? You want to know why? Because Kim Kardashian knows we don't. She ain't stupid when it comes to this. So, but to continue, they have text messages from another conversation about seeds for the Donda Academy garden, where West is talking about, "I am on some complete Hitler level stuff, minus the gas chambers, in Jesus' name." Phillips on several occasions witnessed Kanye West preach to his staff obscenities such as, "The Jews are out to get me and the Jews are stealing all my money." The suits reads, "Fearing for their jobs and also to de-escalate Kanye's absurdities so that the 2 present school children did not hear, the school staff did their best to ignore him." The complaint also accuses West of threatening 2 Donda Academy students, reportedly telling the children that he wanted to shave their heads and that he intended to put a jail at the school and that they could be locked in cages. The staff quickly distracted the children and escorted them out of the room. Again, this is why you don't send your kids to Kanye West school, because the nigga got famous and made all his money from clothes and music, not teaching people shit. That's not how he made his money.
Duh.
And I'm so tired of black people in particular, or people just in general, thinking that because somebody is a millionaire or a billionaire, that makes them great at everything. It don't.
It does not, because where's the accreditation?
Exactly. So you sent your kids to the school where they probably was there, because I think it closed down. It's closed down as of now, if I'm not mistaken. But I think it was only open for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So during that time, those kids were at their school. They were probably definitely behind, not just because of the actual curriculum, but also because they didn't get accredited. So none of the things that they did there can be transferred to any other school.
So it was just kids in a building.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
And not only that, from the other lawsuit, when I covered it, they also was talking about the fact that Kanye would have the school locked from the outside during the day, so that, and nobody else had the keys. So it was also a fire hazard for these children who, and these educators who couldn't get out because they were doing silly stuff like
safety hazard. Not just fire, any kind of emergency.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. So Phillips, who was black, also detailed how West allegedly treated black employees at Donda, including himself, that he treated them considerably worse than white employees. So now Phillips is seeking $35,000 in damages and an injunction to prohibit West from owning and operating any sort of educational school for kids under 18 years of age in the state of California. By filing this lawsuit, we hope our injured clients' rights are vindicated and that the famous artist Mr. West understands that his messages, which we allege preach discrimination, antisemitism, and Hitler love, have no place in the world. Carney R. Shigarian, whose law firm is representing Phillips, told the outlet. And there was also another claim that he berated the man and made him cry at like a separate event. There was a couple of other things that happened as well. But also the other teachers that were at the school said the exact same thing, and they were women. And they were saying how they were treated so terribly and how he treated the white educators or the white people, employees at the school, different from the black ones, and how they were also discouraged by other employees not to bring things up to Kanye that were issues, because he would lash out if he was brought with any type of things that he didn't agree with. And basically they were silenced and put into a really bad situation. And I believe also in this lawsuit, I could be wrong, but he alleged that he was told that he was going to be paid like $100 an hour, but he was paid a whole lot less. and that never happened. So that's also
it always come down to the money, don't it?
Right. So again, it sounds like a lot of negative things were happening at the school. I am inclined to believe at least a majority of it, and at least at the very least, we have seen Kanye's rhetoric, him say these things
Hmm.
in interviews, on podcasts, on Twitter. So there is not like I don't even say how you can say this man is lying when we've
It's
seen him
not
say
far
it.
fetched at all. Exactly.
And during this
Exactly.
time, this is when all this was happening. This is when he was on that tirade. So at the
Mm.
very least, 90% of what the man is alleging, we've heard or seen him say it his damn
Absolutely.
self.
Absolutely. And the timeline, like you
Matches
said, it
perfectly.
matches perfectly.
So, and one thing I do like is the fact that he shouldn't be allowed to open a school anywhere again because the first one was so bad. But yeah, also they was talking about how there was basically no real structure at the school, and how uh Kanye apparently, this is from the last lawsuit, Kanye apparently or allegedly had a fear of stairs and would basically have all the children on the first floor because he didn't want them going up and down, some weird shit. I don't know. The entire thing seems like a terrible waste of these children's and the parents' time. And I am glad that the school is no longer open. And this is the reason why you guys should stop worshiping celebrities. And
100%. Like they're still regular people. They still have faults, weaknesses, disorders, mental issues. You know what I mean? Just like any other person might have. So them being famous does not exclude them from being wrong or being erroneous or you know,
at the very least, you should have a problem if the school that your kid goes to does not have accreditation. Like that's bare minimum. Like
bare minimum.
LeBron James opened up a school, and I believe that it's been very, very successful. They've had a lot of kids get scholarships. A lot of kids do very, very well. They have a great track record. But he went and got seasoned educators and uh, hired the right people, did the right thing, and we don't have these types of reports. So I
Hmm.
don't even think of it's like, people trying to tear him down. I believe this is him paying for his actions. And like I said, we've seen him say half this stuff already.
Right. And then, too, the thing that sticks out to me is that Phillips is seeking $35,000. Knowing the amount of wealth that Kanye has,
Facts.
he's not seeking some exorbitant amount. He's not
Facts.
seeking any like wild number. He's
True.
seeking something that is reasonable for going through the things that he described. So that also gives a lot of
Credit to what he's saying.
validation to what he's saying.
That's a very good point because they could have did some crazy inflated number. And the fact that it's only 30, that's a very great point. So I 100% agree with you. I do think that that speaks to uh, his his accusations. I think it speaks
Hmm.
to the validity of the lawsuit. And I think that's a
Hmm.
very good point to make, that he could ask for $3 trillion.
Three
You know how they be doing
right.
$50 million because you made me cry. But 35,000, that makes a lot of sense. So,
Hmm.
if Kanye West is innocent of these things, then I don't think that he should be paying any money. But again, seems like that's highly unlikely. And like I said, I'm just glad that the school's no longer open, and I hope that if there's justice to be served here, Phillips gets it. So we'll see how it plays out, and we'll keep you updated if anything else comes out. But this is some more crazy Kanye shenanigans.